Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Guys, what happens when one of the America's most outspoken progressive lawmakers calls the sitting president a rapist and ties that insult to one of the darkest scandals in modern USA history? Well, you get exactly the kind of political firestorm that's erupting right now in the Washington. So guys, today we are unpacking a controversy that's a part of the political insert part deep dive into decades long web of conspiracy, power, sex crimes, and cover ups. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, better known as AOC, just called President Trump a rapist in a scathing dig about his handling of the so called Epstein files. So, who was Jeffrey Epstein? What are these files, and why is Trump now facing a civil war within its own mega base over it? And why is AOC doubling down on a world that Trump has spent years trying to fight in court? So, guys, buckle up. This one is messy story, and you need to get up things about it. First, let's get the basics out of the way. Jeffrey Epstein was a wealthy financier, but that's not what made him notorious. Epstein built a vast network that trafficked and exploited underage girls, often using his money and connections to lure them in. He counted some of the world's most powerful men as friends, from billionaires to royalty to politicians. One of those names that have hovered around Epstein for decades is Donald Trump. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, Trump and Epstein were photographed together multiple times at Mar-a-Lago, at parties, even posing shoulder to shoulder. Now, Trump has repeatedly claimed they were never close, but tapes, fight logs, and old interviews have kept fueling the rumors and conspiracy theories that Trump knew far more than he admits. Now, fast forward to 2019, Epstein was arrested on new fatal sex trafficking charges. Then, under the extremely suspicious circumstances, he also died in Manhattan jail cell while awaiting the trial. Officially, it was ruled as a suicide. But ever since that night, the so called Epstein files, surveillance videos, fight logs, visitor list, personal black hooks have been the holy grail for the conspiracy theorists and real investigators. People now wants to know who else was involved, who get away with it, and did Epstein really kill himself or was he silenced to protect the powerful men like Donald Trump? Which brings us to today. President Trump's administration already battling crisis from the Texas floods to the immigration chaos shocked even its own MAGA faithful when it released the long promised Epstein files. But instead of the bombshell names or the secret client list, the documents claim there was nothing there. No client list, no smoking gun, and officially no evidence that Epstein was murdered. That announcement has infuriated the MAGA base. For years, the Epstein conspiracy has been a core part of the Trump aligned far right internet. That is proof they say that the global elite prey on children and that Trump is one man brave enough to expose them. So when Trump's own Justice Department said, sorry folks, nothing here, even die-hard supporters felt betrayed. Now, AOC jumped in. On her social media, she tore into Trump, writing, wow, who would have thought that electing a rapist would have complicated the release of the Epstein files? She is directly targeting to the president. That's brutal. And this wasn't the first time she used that word. Back in April, she told a rally crowd if Donald Trump wants to find the rapists and criminals in the country, he needs to look in a mirror. Now, here is where the word rapist comes from. Legally, it's complicated. In 2023, a New York jury found Trump civilly liable for sexually abusing writer E. Jean Carroll and ordered him to pay her $5 million. The court did not find him guilty of rape under New York's specific legal definition, but during the appeals, the judge clarified that the jury did find that the Trump raped Carroll, as many Americans understand the word. So while Trump has fought hard to say he wasn't technically convicted of rape, his critics like the AOC are using the word unapologetically. And after AOC's latest blast, Trump's team fired back. His communication director called AOC a sad, miserable blockhead with Trump derangement syndrome. Meanwhile, Trump himself brushed off the Epstein scandal when a reporter asked about it at a cabinet meeting. So, guys, his response was, "Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy has been talked about for years. We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things, and are people still talking about this creep? That is unbelievable." That was the response of Trump. So, guys, we have three overlapping threads here. One, Trump's old, well documented connection to Epstein that won't go away. Second, a divided MAGA base furious that the so called deep state files turned up empty. And third, a political rival willing to use the harshest words in the English language, that is, rapist, to hammer Trump's credibility. All of this is happening as Trump campaigns for a second full term and tries to hold his fragile coalition together. For the far right conspiracy crowd, the Epstein case was supposed to prove Trump was the hero who had bring down a child sex ring. But the cold facts of the files and the death of Epstein himself left more questions than answers. And now the backlash is hitting Trump from both the left and the far right corners of his own base. So, guys, where does this go next? Will AOC's harsh words land with the voters or just fire up Trump's supporters even more? Does the Epstein scandal still have explosive secrets buried deep inside, or is it now just another piece of American conspiracy lore? And the big question is, how does this play out in 2025 with Trump facing new legal fights, old accusations, and growing rift inside his own MAGA movement? So, guys, what do you think? Did Trump's administration bury the truth, or was there really nothing left to find? And should AOC keep calling him a rapist? Or does that language backfire in today's hyper polarized America? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And I would love to hear from you guys. Let's get into it. I want to hear where you stand on this tangled maze of politics, power, and dark secrets. If you got something out of this breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because you know the next twist in this story is always just around the corner. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay curious, and I will see you guys in the next video.